one of the best bits of advice that I ever actually got as a budding RE teacher was when somebody said to me that you whisper what you say and you shout who you are. And I can remember thinking it seems a pithy sort of a thing to say. And it wasn't until I was really in a Catholic school and engaging kids that I realised that the RE teacher is basically an RE teacher full time. That means at sports practices, at standing at assemblies, at Eucharist, and obviously in front of the classroom as well. So what does it mean, you whisper what you say and you shout who you are? Well, in a nutshell, it doesn't matter what words we use if our lives don't mirror those words. If I'm saying that I think Jesus is an important part of my life and should be of your life as a student, that I think that going to school liturgies or praying or being a just person, that all of those things are important. But in actual fact, what young people or even fellow staff members are picking up from me is that I don't live that out. Then it's as though I'm whispering. It's as though those words actually have no relevance whatsoever. And the frightening thing is that because that's a whisper, what is shouting is who I am. So the RE teacher who's mean and grumpy, now we can all get mean and grumpy from time to time, but someone who's consistently a bit unfair, or even more realistically perhaps, a staff member who's signed up to teach in a Catholic school, it's not even an RE teacher, but then chooses not to go to the school liturgies. So say the Easter liturgies, that person's not there. Young people know. It's because what's being shouted by that person without them even being aware of it is that this is actually unimportant. That's the message that young people can pick up. So it's sort of a double-edged sword in some ways. And at one level, it's a wonderful opportunity to constantly work. For me, this is what I've always done, I've tried to do, for me to work at my own actions within a school. Out on retreat's a classic example when we're trying to set an example for young people and trying to create an environment where they are understanding that their spirituality is something that's really valuable and important, and that it reflects into or comes into their whole lives. And then they do something silly. They don't turn up at time, or some kids wander off somewhere, or they do something that gets right up my nose. The only thing that I can really do is let them know that I'm a bit unhappy, but that I think they're fantastic. That as young people, they need to be acknowledged for all their potential, because I think that's what Jesus would do. So when I say you whisper what you say and you shout who you are, when I say I whisper what I say and I shout who I am, it's not a choice. I don't get a choice as to whether or not that's the case. It absolutely is the case, especially when dealing with young people.